Thanksgiving, the time of the year when we get together with our loved ones to enjoy a delicious meal. And here on Show Us Your TDs, we aren't doing that because we're freaking Canadian. I'm joined by my co host, Goobie, loves turkey dinners themselves. What's good, homie?
I actually hate turkey dinners.
Do you really?
I prefer ham.
Whoa, you'll take ham over turkey?
100%.
Snap! I did not know that. You learn something new every day. Well, what's good, baby?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Just recovering from a stomach flu, but that's all good.
Ugh, how bad are we talking here?
It's all good. And it's not that bad.
No, are you exploding?
Nothing that we need to talk about. But no, I'm doing all right. I'm living life and I'm winning. You know what I'm saying?
Can't complain there.
All right. Well, let's get into some fantasy talk.
Yeah, boy, let's do it.
All right. So I won 105-47. What a beatdown this is.
Smack
come
around.
on. I pretty much won with two players, but let's get into this. All right. So Stafford's on a bye. I got Burrows in, and that didn't look too good at the start. 12.5 points from Joe Burrows. I was hoping a little bit more from you, but I'll take it where I can get it. And you know what? It's okay because Patrick Mahomes did shit all either. So you only got 11 points. So I'm happy with that. Dallas defense did okay. Okay, we'll get into that later. AJ Brown, 4.8 points, got himself a hand injury and then a chest injury. So he's questionable for next week. I got
Sounds
Justin. What's that?
Sounds like it wasn't his day.
No, it wasn't. He injured his hand at first, and then I know he got a chest injury afterwards to put him out of the game. He went up against CD Lamb, who only got 1.4 points, so I'm okay with that. Justin Jefferson, the big baller of the night, 29.2 points, 169 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 rushing yards. I can't complain with that. Beautiful to see this man finally ball out like he should be. He was like a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL for fantasy picks. So, I mean, it's finally producing those numbers, and I like it. Christian McCaffrey, welcome back, 17.9 points. I know I said welcome back. He came back a couple weeks ago or last week. So, but this was his game. This was like you're full, you're healthy, you're doing your thing, and I appreciate it. Though he played up against Dalvin Cook, who got 19.5 points. Dalvin Cook had himself a game. I had to play a Deontay Foreman because you guys know my situations with running backs with Henry out. 4 points from him. I mean, it's what you can expect. It's whatever. Mark Andrews, 7.5 or 7.3 points. Perfect. I mean, that's all I can ask from a tight end.
It wasn't his fault. Lamar didn't play.
That's true. Lamar didn't play, but I mean, from a tight end, man, anything above, I think 7 is good to my standards, unless you have Travis Kelce.
I mean, you would like your tight ends above, but that's another story for another day.
I would love my tight ends above 7. Okay, anything 7 or more, perfect. Devontae Smith, he's got 6 points. Nick Folk was 16 points. Unbelievable. I dropped McManus. Nick Folk's been lighting it up. So if you want McManus, he's on the wire, bro.
I don't want any garbage on my team.
Dallas defense put up 8 points even though they lost. Thank you. But you know what the kicker is? This man started Sunday at negative 0.3. And then he has the Bills defense at negative 0.4. So, I mean, it was a good win. It was a feel good win at 105-47. I loved it. I'm sure he hated it. I'm sure you hated it. I'm sure everybody else in the league hated it. but I got the job done, and that's all that matters.
Actually, I rather enjoyed it because I made a trade to him before. I tried to get Patrick Mahomes. I thought he's hot now. He's going to be the Patrick Mahomes of old, and he denied me. Actually, so I sent out Collins, Ayuk, and Herbert
Okay.
For Patrick Mahomes, straight up. He countered with he wanted Diggs, he wanted Collins and Herbert for Landry, some scrub, and Patrick Mahomes. And I declined it, obviously. I'm not giving up Diggs. Like, I don't need Patrick Mahomes, but I was just trying to get that extra push.
You're
Lo and
probably
behold,
lucky you didn't get Patrick
yeah, I was
Mahomes.
just going to say, lo and behold, that trade, thank God that trade did not happen because you're not the only one that won last week. This brother won and won in fine form. And shockingly, I had the second best point total to one Devin. But my point total was 155 as I smacked around Zeke and Destroy because he only mustered 84 points. So that's not going to get it done.
Nope.
It was a thing of beauty. I loved every minute of it. Every minute of it. He actually messaged me when Herbert threw that last touchdown
Yeah.
to Williams. He messaged me and said, "Congratulations on your win." I said, "Thank you." It's a thing of beauty.
No one ever messaged me that.
So we're gonna go with a little Milkman shout outs because it's well earned. Jalen Waddle, I've been waiting for you to showcase your talents and get double digit points, and you did with 12.6. Kudos to you. Jamar Chase, welcome back to the dance. Got me a nice 10 points. Stephon Diggs, I mean, Buffalo played terrible, but you got 2 TDs in that affair. So I welcome your 14 and a half points. Darren Waller, I know your quarterback sucks balls, but thank you for those 11.6 points. Thank you for showing up this week. Chris Boswell, you've been a fine and a half for me. I always struggle with kickers because I treat them like basically garbage where I toss them and use them and toss them again. And you got me 14 points in a thriller Sunday nighter. Austin Eckler. 4 touchdowns? 4 touchdowns. I rather enjoyed your 35.5 points. And the coup de grace of my team last week. Welcome back, Justin Herbert. 45 points.
There you go.
Are you freaking kidding? 45 points. And actually, I got to give you kudos because I would have had more points with your suggestion. Remember you said take out Gibson and put Gaskins in?
Yeah.
Haskins balled out. Gibson did nothing.
I know.
Yeah. So kudos to you on that. You know, maybe I'll listen to you more often. Probably not.
Probably not. Hey, how about you listen to me week 13? Take out all your players and you'll still win.
How about you kiss the fattest part of my ass because that's not happening. But it was amazing. I told you my revenge tour is happening. That's 2 down that beat me previously, you know, and now we got this week coming. How are you looking?
I got a big juggernaut of a matchup this week, and it's a scary one, especially with the questionable AJ Brown. But yeah, it's second versus third, and I think even if I win, I still will stay third because of points. I think he has 100 points on me already right now, so. But still, I need the win because I don't want to be dropping in places. So let's get this going. It's Matthew Stafford versus Russell Wilson. And I'm going to give it up to Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford's playing Green Bay. I know they're a hot team, but it's Stafford, and he's due for a big game. He's due for a statement game. 100% he's due for a statement game. Both the Rams and the Bills, who we've picked to make the Super Bowl, have just collapsed in the past couple weeks. So they both actually need a statement game, but the Rams, they're going to get it done versus Green Bay. Russell Wilson's got Washington, so I expect him to put up 20-something points. But what did he put up last week? Did he put up like 2 points?
He did like
No,
really
10 points.
nothing.
10
10
points.
points. Yeah, he did basically nothing last week. Actually,
Yeah.
his first 2 games, he's done relatively nothing.
Yeah. So I got AJ Brown, obviously, who's questionable. They're saying that he's got that chest injury. So I'm not sure exactly who I'm gonna put in his spot if he doesn't play. It's probably gonna be Deontay Smith versus the Giants. I could also do Renfro versus Dallas, but I don't think I'm gonna go into uh, a big matchup like this with a Thursday night game, especially the way Dallas played against KC. I don't know
Well,
yet.
plus you have the Dallas defense. So if you play Renfro, you're handcuffing yourself because you're gonna need to score unless you just want him to get yards. He'll need to get like 100 yards for you to get points that matter.
Yeah,
So it's something you got to think about.
I just think that Dallas is gonna put on a show for Thanksgiving. AJ Brown's playing Cooper Cup, so I'm gonna give it up to Cup all day. I mean, I hope Stafford gives it to Van Jefferson, or maybe we'll.
OBJ.
I was gonna say maybe we'll see an OBJ game. I think it's almost. I think OBJ made that catch, that spectacular catch around Thanksgiving too. I don't know if it was the Thanksgiving game, but it was a week or two before or after.
It was a Sunday night game, that was for sure. It was one of the
Yeah.
Sunday night games.
Yeah, it was one hell of a catch. Justin Jefferson versus was it what's his name? I always forget his name now. DJ Moore. There you go. I'm gonna give it up to Justin Jefferson. He's playing San Fran. I know San Fran's a tough team, but DJ Moore. Do we trust Cam Newton? Like, is he back? Is this a thing? Who knows?
Well, we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll definitely see. But I'm going to give it up to Justin Jefferson, especially after a hell of a game last week. I think he's just going to keep on moving forward. Christian McCaffrey. I love seeing this finally on his projected points above 20. He's projected 20.13 points playing against Miami. I'm loving this all day. He's going up against A.J. Dillon. I know he has his backup. Aaron Jones' backup, A.J. Dillon, so that's good on him for picking that handcuff. But I don't think A.J. Dillon's going to do much against the Raiders' defense. So
Rams.
Rams defense. My bad. Darrell Henderson up against Green Bay.
Mr. Six.
Honestly, I'm hoping that Stafford just gives him all the love and does some dump offs, and I hope Cooper Kupp gets nothing. I really think actually though that Cooper Kupp is going to get nothing because he's going to get double teamed 100%.
You just want that to happen though.
I mean, with Woods out, OBJ, and then Van Jefferson, who do you think they're going to double team? They're going to double team Cooper Kupp. So
only time will tell, buddy.
Anyways, Henderson's playing against Swift. Swift is playing Chicago. I do not see him doing much against the Chicago defense that has been poor lately, but I think they'll step up against Detroit because it's Detroit. And do they have Goff? I don't even think they have
I don't
Goff.
even know. I don't think there's been an announcement if Goff's playing. He's got that oblique injury.
Yeah. So going into the tight end matchup, Mark Andrews versus
Travis. He's on a bye.
No, he's got Arnold.
Oh, from Jacksonville.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is, so I'm gonna give it up to Mark Andrews. No one wants a Jacksonville player, okay? It's literally I think this is the first time I've seen a Jacksonville player on any kind of fantasy team. So
no, my opponent has James Robinson.
Oh, okay. Well, that's his problem. Well, that's her problem. So whatever. Nick Folk, man, that dude lit it up last week. And just looking at his points, I'm surprised he was sitting on the bench for so long. He's like, the dude's put up so much, like 16, 15, 14, 17, 15, 11. Like, he's all over the place. Like, he's killing it. So I'm just so happy I picked him up. I know it's a kicker. We don't give them much love, but Nick Folk, thank you. He's going up against what?
Well, you lick his butthole while you're at it.
Speaking of licking buttholes, Matt Gay. He's the kicker I'm facing for the Rams. Oh, that's killing me. There you go. Yeah. So Nick Folk versus Matt Gay. I'm gonna give it up to Nick Folk. And the Dallas defense going up against Vegas, and then he's got Baltimore defense going up against Cleveland. This one's going to be tough. I'm going to give it to Dallas. I think Dallas needs to make a statement game. I got a question for you, though. If A.J. Brown doesn't play, do I play Deontay Smith, or do I play Van Jefferson, or do I go with Steve? What?
Devontae. Don't disrespect the man. Devontae Smith.
Or do I go with Stevenson in my flex and put Brandon Cooks in to the first slot?
I think if
Cooks is playing the Jets.
I think if Brown doesn't go, obviously flip Cooks in your wide receiver 2. And then who are your options again?
I got Stevenson. What's his name?
From New England?
Yeah, the running back. I can't pronounce his first name. I got Van Jefferson. I got Renfro. I got Deontay Foreman, who I'm not going to start. No. And I got Deontay Smith. Devontae Smith, sorry.
And they're playing the Giants, right?
They're playing the Giants.
I probably go Devontae Smith.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I'll have to figure it out.
I just wouldn't. I mean, you could go Renfro, because Renfro could be a great option. But then, like I said, you have the Cowboys defense. So it's almost like you're sacrificing points.
Yeah. I just hope maybe he'll just get 100 yards and that's about it.
Yeah. If they hold them to no touchdowns and they just get yards, then you're laughing.
All right. Well, if you need me to go over my matchup again, I'm predicted 121 over 113. Melky, what are your thoughts, and do I have a chance?
Oh, you have a great chance because he's battling injury and his quarterback is suspect. So if everything falls into line for you, you should get the W. But I need to tell you something. I messaged him earlier and I asked him to beat you. I asked him to beat you in fine form. So we'll see if that happens. Wishes do come true. So we'll see.
All right. What do you got going on this week?
All right, so the tour continues. I am facing How I Metcalf Your Mother, and I am projected 113 for myself to 112. Very close, just like last week. And no surprising injuries on the opponent team, which kind of sucks. That's pretty much why Zeke and Destroy fell apart. But it's going to be close. I did beat her earlier this season, so if anything, she's looking for revenge. I'm just hoping she forgets to put people in the lineup like always. So we'll go QB matchup. We've got Justin Herbert versus Dak Prescott. We've wide receivers. We've got Stephon Diggs and Jamar Chase versus Devontae Adams and DK Metcalf. Fucking juggernaut of a battle. I'm gonna give the wide receiver matchup to her. They are studs. I'm just hoping Russ is really terrible and Aaron Rodgers' toe issue affects him more so that he's not himself. But we'll see.
I'm just looking at Adams questionable, but it doesn't really say anything about it.
Doesn't say. He's playing.
Yeah.
Who are we here? Running back matchup. We've got Austin Eckler, the red hot Austin Eckler, and Antonio Gibson versus James Robinson, like I was saying earlier, and Joe Mixon. I'm going to give this a wash because actually I'm going to give it to myself. I'm going to give a slight edge to myself. You never know with Jacksonville. Mixon's been great. He's been a stud. Gibson is the wild card, and Eckler has just been red hot. And when he's on, he's on. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of the edge. Then we go tight end style. I got Darren Waller. I mean, he showed up last week, but let's see if he does it again on Thursday versus the Cowboys against Dawson Knox of the Buffalo Bills. That is Josh Allen's one of his favorite targets. So you never know. I'm going to give it up to Waller, though, because he is a beast. Flex, I'm going on a limb here. Miles Sanders facing a really awful Giants team versus Deontay Johnson of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, this could go either way.
That's a wash.
I'd say a wash, yeah. And the kicker battle, we've got my boy Chris Boswell versus my former teammate Daniel Carlson, who I kicked to the curb. Again, we're gonna go wash. It's kickers. And then I'm using the LA Rams defense, who they're probably gonna get not annihilated, but they're gonna get scored on by Green Bay. And she's got the San Francisco 49ers defense facing Minnesota. I'm going to give this another wash. I think both games are going to have a lot of scoring, so the defenses aren't going to be a factor.
Yeah.
So, Goobie, does my win streak continue?
I would take Gibson out and I'd put in Gaskin.
I knew you were going to say that.
No, I would. I'm just saying Carolina had some in Carolina, and they're still their defense has just been poor, and their offense has been even worse. And if Miami get out to a decent start, they'll just run the ball. But you do you. At the moment, I like your chances. I think Herbert's going to have a game against Denver. Stephon Diggs, he might have a game, but he might not. That one I'm worried about. I think Chase
Nolia has been struggling though, big time.
Yeah.
So,
I think Chase will have a game because they need to have a game and they need to prove that they're a contender. Eckler obviously will have a game. Gibson, I think Seattle has something to prove after last week.
It's in Washington though.
Yeah, that's true. But they have no name, so
so they're irrelevant.
They're irrelevant. No, I think your chances are looking pretty good. I think we both can come out with a win this week. Let's hope.
Yeah, I mean, I needed a little more than you because your points are really good, and I mean your record is obviously good too. But I need to win because next week
I face you
is the big matchup, the rematch.
Yeah, and you get lucky too.
I do. But we'll talk about that in next episode.
Yeah. I forgot to mention my flex spot, by the way. Yeah. Because I did not mention Brandon Cooks versus Hollywood Brown, and that's a wash anyways.
But you also said that might change depending on injury.
Well, yeah, I might put Cooks into the wide receiver 2 slot, and depending what my flex might be, I don't know yet. But anyways, yeah, no, next week's going to be crazy. I can't wait for it. I'd rather this week to be over with already.
Yeah, well, you know what? Anything is possible in fantasy. But let's move aside to the real action and talk week 11 highlights. And let's start with another upset. We're going Texans over Titans. 22-13 victory on the road, I might add. Tyrod Taylor. Sorry, Tyrod. I know you're very finicky about your name, the pronunciation of it, but I don't know you, so fuck you. Your stats are 107 passing yards. You went 14 for 24 on your completion attempts, and you scored 2 rushing touchdowns. While Ryan Tannehill, I mean, your yards look all right. 323 passing yards. You threw 1 touchdown, but she had 4 interceptions. 4. The kicker did a lot of the work too for the Texans, but he had 3 long field goals. So, Goobie, I got a question for you. With this loss, are the Titans now pretenders?
They're not pretenders. because they're without their two star wide receivers, Julio and AJ Brown went out like second quarter or something like that.
Yeah.
So, and obviously the King isn't there. So they're not pretenders. They're just very unlucky. And that's pretty much I think I can say without a doubt that they're the real deal. They're just not healthy enough to be that deal anymore. They should be worried because they were looking to take that division, and now they're sliding down a slippery slope.
Yeah, very slippery one.
Do,
As
do you
slippery as mustard.
do you think that they're pretenders now, or do you agree with my statement?
I think they have a little bit to be worried about.
Yeah, yeah, no, I do. You know who doesn't have to worry? Jonathan Taylor. He doesn't have to worry about anything. Yeah, he's on the Colts. Who cares? Yeah, he's got Carson Wentz throwing the ball. Who cares? Just hand him the ball and let him rush for what? I don't know. I'm going to just say 185 yards, 4 touchdowns. Fuck it. Just let him do it all. This man is just unbelievable. He had 5 touchdowns on the day. Like, I want to look at his fantasy points right now. He scored 50.4 fantasy points.
Mm-hmm.
That right there, that one player would have beat my opponent last week just by himself.
Just one player, yeah.
Like, that's incredible. The Colts go on to beat the Bills 41-15. I want to ask you, what is like the bigger statement? Jonathan Taylor putting up these yards and these numbers, or the Colts beating the Bills?
Jonathan Taylor, of course. Jonathan Taylor is a beast. Jonathan Taylor is doing things that, only a certain handful of running backs have done. Like, I'll give you his numbers for the year.
Come on.
1,122 rushing yards, 13 rushing TDs, 322 receiving yards, 2 receiving TDs, and just 1 fumble. Now, with all that, Goobie, is this man the MVP
Of like the NFL?
Yep.
No. Not a chance. There's many.
No.
We know for a fact that it's a quarterback trophy. That MVP rarely goes to a running back or a defensive player.
Tell that to AP.
I know that, but still, it rarely goes to a player outside the quarterback position. I still think that Brady looks like an MVP. Matthew Stafford looks like an MVP. I was going to give it to Josh Allen, but he's just been riding a slippery slope. If the King didn't go down, he would be up there for MVP. But yeah, Jonathan his name is in there. I don't think he gets it.
I don't think he gets it for every point you just alluded to, but right now he has to be the front runner of as an MVP. Brady has looked mortal. Yeah, he had a great game on Monday, but Brady's looked mortal. Brady's looked mortal. Josh Allen is not Josh Allen. Every time we put a quarterback on a pedestal, they fall very hard on their ass. And the only consistency is Jonathan Taylor, and he keeps getting better each week. He's the reason why the Colts are relevant, not because of Carson Wentz walking to him. It's because of Jonathan Taylor.
What about a sleeper and Aaron Rodgers?
No, because he's a filthy liar. So no.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised even if Aaron Rodgers balls out for the rest of the season, they just don't give it to him because of that.
Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe you just tell the damn truth. So a little lesson there.
Yeah.
But speaking of lessons, let's talk about Austin Eckler. Yeah, 5 is higher than 4. But man, he scored 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Thriller. on Sunday night versus the Steelers, 41-37. Justin Herbert, I mentioned earlier, posted 382 passing yards, 3 passing TDs, 1 INT, and he rushed for 90 yards. I did not know this man could run. Big Ben, who looked like Little Ben compared to Justin Herbert, sported 273 passing yards and 3 passing TDs. Like I was mentioning earlier, Eckler went for 50 rushing yards, 2 rushing TDs, 65 receiving yards, and 2 receiving TDs. So Goobie, we were talking about dynamic duos. I know we went quarterback and wide receiver, but are Herbert and Eckler the best quarterback running back tandem in the league right now?
That's a hard one. That's a difficult. I would say yes, pending the return of Cam Newton and Christian McCaffrey. Because we both know what those two can do.
I mean, they've made magic before. It's not it's all over. It's the Super Bowl all over again. They can get to the Super Bowl, but Cam's a little older. McCaffrey is a little more injury prone. I don't think we'll ever see that magic between those two again. We might see sparks, but I don't think we'll ever see that magic that those two displayed. I just think right now, especially what Eckler does for Herbert, almost like a safety blanket in a sense. Yeah. And I just think they're young enough where they can keep doing it for a few more years, whereas we don't even know if Cam's going to be back next season.
True. No, that makes sense. I would like to give it up to Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones because those two always put on a great show, but I don't think it's like a safety blanket like you were saying, more so with Herbert and Eckler. I do want to ask you a question though.
What's up?
We're naming some high fantasy point running backs right now. Next year, who's top 3? Who's going 1, 2, and 3 this year or next year?
Who's going 1, 2, 3 next year? Taylor, your boy the King. And the third one is tough. It's going to be a combination of McCaffrey, Cook. Actually, I don't think McCaffrey will be in the top 5. To be honest,
because he's injury prone.
He's too injury prone. I don't think Cook either because he's slipped. He's also had the injury bug. I would have said Kamara, but same deal. Like it's tough, man.
Do you think Eckler could be top 3?
He could, but you're taking a chance on grabbing a bell cow. Like yes, Eckler does things, but if his quarterback's off, he's off. You know what I mean? They're almost like an extension to each other.
Yeah.
Whereas Taylor doesn't need Wentz. Henry doesn't need Tannehill. And I mean, whomever that third person is, that's a great question.
Yeah. No,
I don't have a third. Who do you think?
I was running through my brain. I don't think Taylor will be number 1. I know he's putting up great numbers. I think the King will still be number 1 because the King, I don't know. It's just the name, right? Everybody goes, oh, Derrick Henry. I know Jonathan Taylor's making a name for himself right now, but the King's been doing it longer. So I still think King will go 1. Jonathan Taylor will go 2. And at this point, I still think the name will produce more than anything. And I'd probably go Aaron Jones.
Could be Nick Chubb's too.
Nick Chubb is doing very well. I think Aaron Jones, Eckler, Chubb, like there's so many, but I think if you're in that third spot around any league, your options are so vast that you can name 5 or 6 running backs and you'll still be fine.
Oh yeah. Where do you think James Conner will land? Because he's having a great year.
He's been a sleeper. I think top 6. No, I think he goes. I think he goes maybe 7th.
Yeah, I could see that. He's definitely shot up the ladder for sure with his performance. You just never know. You hit it in the head. Like number 3, you have your pick of the litter of what you can grab. But I just think Taylor, like, you can't ignore the season he's having right now. And if Henry didn't go down, yeah, obviously it might be a different story. But Henry's down. We
Yeah.
met everything based on performance.
Yeah. Let's go to talk. Let's talk about some performance because someone needs Viagra, and that's the Cowboys.
Is it you?
No, it's the Cowboys because their performance was just horrendous against the Chiefs. It was a nice 4 o'clock game. I sat
425.
down.
425.
4:25. I sat down. I was getting ready. I was like, man, Chiefs versus Cowboys. This is going to be a juggernaut of a game. I thought it was going to be the game of the week. And I was falling asleep halfway through.
Yeah, this game was hot garbage. The quarterbacks they didn't do anything. Mahomes went for 260 with an INT and a fumble, while Dak Prescott went for 216 with 2 INTs and a fumble. Like, you're supposed to be the elite of the elite, and both of you look like horse poo.
Yeah. Like, Dak spread the ball out, and yeah, you were out without Cooper Kupp and CD Lamb. I know CD Lamb.
No. Not Cooper Kupp.
Or not Cooper Kupp. Sorry, Amari Cooper. Jeez. Anyways, yeah, you were without Amari Cooper and CD Lamb. Thank you for the fix there. And it was just a slow, nonstop kicking fest for Dallas. I know Kansas City didn't get much in either. Like, Mahomes threw 1 touchdown. Hilaire got 1 rushing touchdown.
Mahomes didn't throw a touchdown. No.
Sorry. No. That's an INT. My bad.
Yeah, he had an INT. Like, it was like CEH return. He got a rushing touchdown. Kelsey got a rushing touchdown. He torpedoed into the end zone.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Like, CD goes down with a concussion, like you said.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, though. Did Dak and the Cowboys squander an opportunity to prove they are the best in the NFL?
Yes, they did. This was their chance to say, hey, we're somebody to look at. We're someone that you guys all, like, what, 90% of the NFL fans in the world probably make fun of. They're like, oh, you're America's team, blah, blah, blah. No, this was your game to say, yeah, we are America's team. And yes, we are the Dallas Cowboys. And yes, we do have 5 Super Bowl rings. Let's make it 6. And they flopped that opportunity.
Yeah, and I want to jump on that too. Like, going with Dak Prescott, you're making $75 million. Okay.
He makes more than Patrick Mahomes, technically.
Yeah, he does on the pay scale. So you were asked to lead your team this Sunday. You lost Amari because he doesn't want to get vaccinated. That's fine. CD goes down with a concussion. It happens. Everything was on you, and you couldn't get it done. And this isn't the first time. So, Dak, I think you need to start playing in your realm. I think, Kellen Moore, you need to start playing within Dak's realm. Rush the ball more. Like, was I happy Zeke did not get the ball? Hell yeah, because I was playing against him. But you need to use the 2-headed monster in Pollard and Zeke and rush the ball. When they rush the ball more than they throw, Dak is 29. Dak is 29-0.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make him something he isn't. Dak is a game managing quarterback that capitalizes on opportunity. You need to keep doing that, because if you don't, you're going to be out the first round again. So get your shit together.
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially with Pollard and Zeke, they're both putting up great numbers for the team. Like, you rush it with Zeke, you rush it with Pollard, and you do your play actions with Pollard because he's the better receiving back, I think, out of the two. And you start making plays. Yeah, you're without Cooper and CD Lamb, but you still got Gallup. You still got Williams. They're both pretty good. They're both number threes, and they both can be number twos. So I don't see why you can't produce something with that team.
Yeah,
And
like
that defense too. Like,
well, Micah Parsons was the bright spot, the only spot on the during the game. Like he rushed the passer, he got to Mahomes, he caused that fumble. That was the bright spot. But you like you said, you have capable wide receivers in Gallup, Cedric Wilson, Noah Brown. Like you have guys that can ball, but you need to stay in your element. Rush
yeah,
the damn ball.
yeah, yeah. You know what though? It's Thanksgiving. Dallas is playing. Well, I guess for America it's Thanksgiving. But for us, what would you eat for Thanksgiving? What is your favorite thing to have for Thanksgiving?
Oh, it's hands down, it's the stuffing. I gotta have my stuffing. If there's no stuffing, I do not eat on Thanksgiving. What's the point? What's the point of having some dry ass turkey, some shitty ass vegetables? I mean, I do love vegetables, but sometimes people don't know how to make them properly. You
Don't
know,
put cheese sauce on it though.
no, I hate that stuff. Gross.
Really? Oh man.
Some mashed potatoes, some gravy. I mean, gravy looks like diarrhea to me, so I don't touch that stuff. But cranberry. Like you have all the makings of a fabulous meal, and you don't have stuffing. And what's the point? So yeah, it's got stuffing for me. What about you, buddy?
I agree. I was a toss up between garlic mashed potatoes for me and stuffing. I go with stuffing though because I make it from scratch by
Yeah.
myself. Dude, man, I give you some like small ingredients that I put into it
Yeah.
that I'm not gonna give away.
Oh,
I'm not
can
gonna
I
give away
can I
the
guess one?
recipe.
Can I guess one ingredient?
All right, one ingredient.
Rosemary.
Yeah, there is rosemary. All
Okay.
right, all right, but it's dried cranberries,
Mhm.
bacon, celery, and some
Oh yeah.
spices. I'm not gonna give you all the spices. You got one right, but there's a few more that are in there. But oh man, just that I cooked down the bacon first, let that stuff render. I used some of the bacon fat to help with softening the bread. Oh, it's delicious, and lots of butter.
Oh, you're making me hungry. I got a question for you. Would you prefer Thanksgiving to be in October like we have it, or November the way the US has it?
I like October. You know, it gives you a break because man, you have turkey in November, then you have turkey in December. It's just too much turkey. Okay.
Well, apparently Americans they don't really care about too much because they like to eat.
Yeah,
But bro,
we
since
know
we're
that.
on the subject, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for a butt fumble, which is happening or which happened year to date
9 years.
tomorrow.
9 years ago.
Yes, sir. I man, was it Sam Darnold, right?
No, it was Sanchez, man.
Oh,
Dirty Sanchez.
Dirty Sanchez. That's right. Oh man, that was a great scene to watch. Where's that guy now?
He's in the booth. I think he
Yeah,
works
that's
for
right.
Fox. He works for Fox, I think. He's all right. I just can't believe you saw your lineman, you decided to make a break for it, and you smacked right into his ass, fumbled the ball, and allowed the Patriots to score a touchdown. You're a loser.
Yeah, no, no, but on a serious note, I'm thankful for family. I'm thankful for my nephew, my brother, my sister-in-law, my mom, my friends, this podcast. Thankful for a lot of things. Uh, I'm thankful for football. I know you're probably gonna say it, but I mean, I love watching football, and yeah, sports in general, basketball too, man. Your pod's killing it.
Thank you. Thank you. And you know what? I'm thankful for pretty much the same.
Miami.
Fuck Miami. I I'm thankful for pretty much the same thing. Fantasy football. Love me some edibles. Cowboy cheerleaders. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Rum, as I'm drinking some Captain Mo right now. This podcast, obviously, the network and 830. Lululemons, because man, girls, you look great in those Lululemons. But
Okay, what Lululemons or TNA? Because
oof. Okay, so that might have to be a discussion for next week. We just don't got enough time for that. My
Check out.
family.
I was gonna say, check out. Wow, I have mustard. New topic.
I mean, we do love to debate on there. Yeah, family, my little nephew, my missus. Yeah, just thankful for it all.
Yeah.
Couldn't ask for a better life.
We let the others have the kids.
Yeah, exactly. Ain't down for being no baby daddy.
Yeah. But let's get into some boomer bust this week. And Melky, you want to start us off, or do you want me to kick it off?
I'll take the bull by its horns.
All right.
We'll start with a Seattle running back by the name of Alex Collins. And he's the biggest bust I've ever seen. Just like the Seahawks, Collins is also unreliable. Seattle wanted to get Rashawn Petty more touches until he got hurt in the first quarter. Collins has the minimal fantasy value going forward because Seattle just likes to rely on Russ for everything. So if you have him, drop him. If you're thinking about picking him up, don't. He's a waste of space and a waste of time on your team.
I kind of agree. Like it is a waste of space. But yeah, no, I thoroughly agree. Just get him off your team. I'm gonna go with somebody who's only rostered on the Yahoo Fantasy 77% right now. This guy should be rostered at 99%. Michael Gallup of the Dallas Cowboys. With both Cooper and Lamb out for Thanksgiving against the Raiders, the Cowboys will need to look to another star on their team. Gallup will be a boom this week versus the Raiders. Gallup has been injured most of the season, so he doesn't have a lot of fantasy points. He doesn't have a lot of yards, but from last year, the man was a stud. Even though he was a wide receiver 3, the man was a stud. You know what, though? After last week's defeat, Dak and company will need to look to make a statement against the Raiders and show the league that they are in it to win it. Melky, what do you think?
Oh, I'm going to agree with you. I think he's a huge boom. Like just like you said, no Amari. CD is questionable, which if he does play, it's going to question ethics in my book, but we'll get into that next week. Gallup has a high ceiling, with the lack of wide receiver depth. No, well, not the lack, the less amount of wide receivers we have going right now. Look for him to get a high volume, and he should be a difference maker on Thursday night. So, yeah, he's a huge boom in my book.
I do want to put a special boom out there. Cedric Wilson, he's going to be a boom as well because I have a very good feeling that it's going to be a lot of man-to-man coverage and a lot of zone coverage because there is no wide receiver 1 right now, especially if Lamb does not play. And that will make it easier for them to rush the passer instead of double covering Gallup or Cedric Wilson. So,
well, to be honest,
sneaky boom.
Yeah, like the one you had earlier.
Yes, sir.
To be honest, they should be looking to run the ball. And Tyron Smith is back, who is a huge member of the offensive line. So that should help. They should be looking to do that. And like you said, play action and use Gallup or Cedric Wilson is the perfect candidate for play action. So, yeah, that's actually a great call on your part.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, it's that time again, and we're going to go with the last segment of the podcast. We're talking toonie bets. Goobie, who you got this
All
week?
right. I think we're doing a Thanksgiving special.
Yes, we are.
And I, unfortunately, I've, you know what? I'm pretty sure every time I pick the Cowboys to win, they lose. I'm pretty sure I picked them week 1 to beat Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
They lost.
Yeah, you failed that one.
I'm pretty sure I picked them to beat Denver. They lost.
Well, we both did, so.
And
I picked Dallas, the toonie bets. That was me.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure I did the KC bet, and I lost that one too. We should just stop picking them, but unfortunately we have to because fucking it's one of the Thursday nighters. So I will have to go with my boys over the Raiders. It's a statement game, and yeah, they're looking to win big.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's in Big D. It's Thanksgiving. Jerry loves the bright lights and the scenery. I don't think his heart can handle another loss, so let's get it done, Dallas.
Yeah, get the Gallup and Gobbler.
Giddy up. We're well, we didn't have much to choose from, so I went with probably the shittiest matchup of Thursday of Thanksgiving. I'm going with the Bears over the Lions. Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh my. In the wildlife, this would actually be a battle of the jungle. But in the NFL, it's quite the opposite. Look for Orange Crush and the Bears to tame those pussycats.
All right. I agree. I just yeah, it's probably one of the shittiest games of the.
Ugh, it's hot garbage, and Goff's not playing, and Fields is out. Not that Fields would have like pushed the needle, but now you got Andy Dalton versus God knows who, unless Goff ends up playing, but God knows who. It's going to be such a shitty game, and it's in Detroit. I'm not a fan of them because of Malice at the Palace. So go Bears.
Is that the night game too?
No, it's the first game.
Oh, thank God.
No, the nightcap is the one Bob's about to read.
That's perfectly fine with me because then on my way home, I'll get home, I'll be able to take my nap. Don't care about that game, and then get ready for the Cowboys game. All right, let's get into the night game.
Hey boys, Ba here for another week of Toonie Bets. Just a quick shout out, happy American Thanksgiving, everybody. One of the best holidays, simply because we have 3 NFL games today. Let's go. My pick is the late game, New Orleans Saints versus the Buffalo Bills. And even though both teams have looked shitty lately, I have the Bills winning and coming back. Yes, they lost to the Jags. Yes, they looked like shit against the Colts. But guess what? Trevor Siemian is not a good fucking quarterback. New Orleans Saints are terrible on a 3-game losing streak. And with the 22nd ranked pass defense, this is a game that Josh Allen is going to come back, dominate, put all the worries to rest. Otherwise, there's going to be some serious concerns with Buffalo. But I'm taking the Buffalo Bills. Hopefully, Diggs has a big game, balls out. I love that guy. But yeah, New Orleans isn't doing shit. And another loss in New Orleans. Peace, boys.
All right. I love it. I love the Bills pick. Josh Allen, Lord and Savior. Put some points up.
Yes, please pass it to the man Diggs. I need those points. And Buffalo, you better win because, yeah, it's going to be a huge discussion. And I would hate to see what the city would do if you lose another game. You know, might have some more women going through tables and some other crazy ass chaos happening in that weird ass town they call Buffalo.
Yes, sir. Get the tables. Do you remember the Dudley Boys?
Tables, was it tables, ladders, and chairs?
Yeah.
Get the tables. Oh, yeah, those Dudleys. They're okay. There's no way those two are brothers.
They're stepbrothers.
That's some weird ass family, all right. And then they have like little Spike. No, none of them are related. And maybe that's like some sort of like foster home or something. They started raising kids. It's like, well, if you want to make it in life, you just need to put people through tables.
God, the only thing I can remember from Dudley Boys is Stacy Keebler.
Oof,
that's one thing I'm thankful for.
Legs for days.
Legs for days. But man, it's been great. Happy American Thanksgiving to everybody. Melky, what do you got on the table?
Oh, I just can't wait for the triple header. You know, America does it best when it comes to holidays. I don't care what you say. They have parades. I mean, I know COVID's kind of changed everything, but they always have their parades. They do it big. It's on a Thursday. That's Friday Junior. You just get drunk off your ass, enjoy football, and call in sick the next day.
Yes, sir.
But I just want to thank, I want to thank the network. I want to thank you, obviously. I want to thank Mustard, recording in a couple days, the Midnight Owl. I want to thank the guys over at Sports for You podcast. They're doing it big over there. Shout out to LA. Shout out to the City of Angels. And yeah, man, like honestly, just break me up a piece of that turkey leg.
Yeah, turkey, dry, gross.
That's why you got some cranberry on it, man.
I like ham.
Yeah, you do. You are a ham.
But yeah, no, I agree. Everything you said. Thank you all for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing. Hopefully, we see you next week for the big matchup between me and Melky.
You're going down, motherfucker.
Fuck you. All right. Peace.